Oh my God, Los Angeles, it is so loud outside at all times, but that's just part of the deal. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Quincy Alicia Metchak, and this video is gonna be all about my 3-year life coach update. If you know me personally or you've been following me on this channel, I've been going to a life coach now for 3 years. I can't believe how much time it's been since I started seeing her. Right now on my channel, there is a video about my 1-year update, and I just watched it before filming this. I feel like I'm coming with a fresh set of perspective here, and yeah, let's get right into it. First and foremost, the reason I started seeing a life coach was I felt this deep-seated unhappiness within me about 3 years ago. I was working a job and I really was not enjoying it. But what had happened in that job is I surprised myself. I took a job in sales, and I always told myself, I'm not good at sales. Why am I doing this job? 6 months later into the job, I started killing it, and I actually turned out to be a great salesperson. So once it clicked that I was telling myself things that weren't actually true, and that when I applied myself, I could actually learn anything, that's when something else came up inside of me, and I was like, well, what could I accomplish if I actually went for it? Then I started seeing my life coach because I knew deep down I wanted to be an actor, and I needed some guidance to really make my dreams come true. Life coach work is a little bit different from therapy. The work that we do focuses mostly on inner child and inner teen healing. And in a nutshell, it's basically about reparenting yourself. So without further ado, here's how my life is different 3 years into this work. The first most noticeable change that I can talk about is I feel like I'm finally stepping into my power. What I mean by stepping into my power is realizing that I have a choice to make in every decision of my life, and I really can be the master of my own reality. So the way that my brain was working a few years ago, I kept making the same choices subconsciously, unconsciously, from a place of fear. Now that I love myself a lot stronger, I'm able to look at the full option list. It's like the full menu of choices that I have at my disposal. And I have to really be conscious of, well, what's the choice that I'd like to make? This one looks good to me. Looking back, I can say that I was living in a victim mentality for a lot of my life. It was coming from a place of really having a negative relationship with myself. I didn't like myself. I beat myself up every time I made a mistake. And unfortunately, when you hate yourself so much, you're gonna spew that energy out into the world. And you're gonna think that you're trapped. And psychologically, you are kind of trapped. Now I have different tools to get myself to a more positive headspace and make better choices from that better headspace. What winds up happening when you're able to create a stronger self-love voice is you actually get what you truly want because you stop getting in your own way. The second biggest change that I can say after 3 years is I'm finally accepting myself. I'm finally accepting the fact that I am a perfectionist and I get in my own way, and that's okay. I have those habits. That's just something that lives inside of me. And instead of battling out, duking it out, hating myself over it, I can kind of actually laugh at it and it's like, oh, I'm doing that thing again that I always do. Shoot. Okay. Dust myself off. Try again. It's having a more gentle and less serious outlook on why you are the way you are. It's okay. We're all human. Lastly, the third biggest change I can attribute to this life coach work is I'm accepting the fear of the unknown. What used to run my life was the fear of failure. I was so terrified of failing because I didn't want to be embarrassed. I didn't want to be ashamed. I just wanted to make my parents proud. Now I'm understanding that if I truly want something, there is the possibility of failure, and that's okay. You actually learn a lot through failure. You actually get better over time with failure. And the failure doesn't have to determine who you are. You actually can just try again. What comes with that acceptance of failure is you actually step into a place of loving the doing, loving the process, loving the learning. So my dreams of being an actress always seemed to evade me because I always felt like I wasn't good enough. You know, I wanted immediate, quick results. Now I'm loving doing my auditions. I'm loving doing my self-tapes. I'm loving creating. I'm loving being messy and effing up all the time because it's part of it. I'm letting go of being so self-conscious and being so perfect, and instead just embracing that I'm in a silly, goofy mood and I'm gonna put myself out there, and people can like it or they can't like it. People can judge it or they can't judge it. The point is I'm trying, and I'm loving trying. Yeah, that's the crazy thing about your dreams. If you really truly want them, you're gonna have to be uncomfortable. They're dreams because they're not easy. If they were so easy, then everyone would be accomplishing their dreams. Check, 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 you know? I've also noticed through this work that my anxiety has lessened so significantly. I think the person that I was portraying myself to be my entire life, especially if you know me on a personal level, I was always trying to be this perfect person because that's how I thought I would be, you know, loved and accepted. But you don't actually need to be perfect to be loved and accepted. Not me getting emotional on my channel. It's okay to not be perfect. That's the bigger conclusion here. Yeah, I'm liking being Quincy through and through. When you love yourself, you become a magnet to other people that see you and love you and cherish you. So I'm incredibly grateful for this work. I probably couldn't put it into words how much better of a relationship I have with myself because of seeing my life coach. I mean, I've left really awful relationships because of it. I've left jobs that weren't fulfilling me. I'm showing up in my personal relationships in a much more genuine way. I'm not constantly trying to mask as something that I'm not. And when it does come up, I can just recognize it, breathe through it, and be at peace with it and say, no, actually, I'm just gonna be Quincy today, and that's okay. So I hope this video was helpful. If you're anything like me, like recovering perfectionist, break up with that shit, you know? That shit is not good for you. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I'd love to talk more about it, and I couldn't recommend a life coach more. Especially if you need like a mentor. If you thrive well with like a teacher figure or a mentor figure in your life, yeah, a life coach might be a good choice for you. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I guess see you on the next one. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but eventually, right?